Okay, you guys want to, let's go ahead and
Readjourn.
start the meeting. Are you ready, Amy? Don? Thanks again for being here and helping us with this. We appreciate it. Just a real quick review. Is there anything we want to bring up that we went over yesterday while it's fresh in our brains?
There, I think we need to take a look at the matrix stuff a little bit, maybe later on today when we have some time.
Highway garage, you mean? Okay. I'll make a note here somewhere for that. Okay, so 9 o'clock, we have Children's Advocacy Center. Is that you?
Yes.
All right, I think I have my paper here. God, I just said that. If you don't mind, go ahead and, what we're going to do is look over this real quick. Has everybody got their paper here? That way you won't have to read. Everything should have been looked at by us already. What we're going to do is we'll probably discuss it a little bit, and then if we have any questions, we understand what you guys do, and then we will ask you. And the Advocacy Center should be under Commissioners. So if we go to Fund 1001, County General, location 0018, Commissioners. I'm looking for the line item here. It's line item 39551-00000. Children's Advocacy Center. For the last 3 years in a row, we've awarded them $10,000, and they're asking for the same thing this year. We have the paper that they sent to us. It's got the financials on it. Let's see what I sent that. They cover Dearborn, or here's a question that I did have.
Okay.
VOCA, what is that?
It's Victims of Crime Act. It's federal fund. It's
Okay, so they were awarded $325,000 from them. Dearborn County and Lawrenceburg, correct me if I'm wrong, you requested but did not receive, or did you receive $25,000 from Dearborn and $40,000 from Lawrenceburg?
both. We requested and received.
You did receive?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Switzerland County is awarded, Decatur County was requested, and Jefferson County is requested yet. Did you receive?
They haven't done their budget hearing. Are you talking about for 2027 or last year?
For last year?
Oh, yeah, we received.
Okay.
But one question, the city of Madison, the city of Greensburg, the city of Aurora, and the city of Batesville, and the city of Greendale didn't help you last year, correct, in 25 and 26?
Yeah. I think everybody's feeling the lack of riverboat revenue, and then there's ASB coming, and so people have kind of pulled back.
And you probably asked for support this year for the 27 budget from those?
Yeah, we'll keep trying. I think the biggest nut we have to crack is Bartholomew, because they aren't really in our service area, but we've started providing a whole lot of services to them, so.
You're going to ask the county of Bartholomew?
Yeah, well, I always have, and they've never
Okay.
given us something, so I think I'm going to go after the foundations.
Okay.
Does anyone else have a question? Okay, so what we'll do is we'll discuss this a little bit and let you know. So it wasn't so bad, was it?
Yeah, and I was getting all nervous.
Thanks for filling the form out like you did. We get to thank Stephanie for putting us in the direction, and then Amy and her crew for doing all the work for it, but thank you.
It
Okay,
was very complete. Thank
yeah.
you.
Well, I also, I prepared something for you guys if you want it. It's explaining why our payroll might seem high, and Stephanie could probably tell you a lot more about all the things that people need to know. And I'll leave them with you if you can always throw them away. It's just-
Okay.
It's just the kind of knowledge base and all the training that everybody has to have to, in these cases.
To go through? Okay.
Okay, well,
All right, well, thank you.
thank you.
Sarah, I do have one question, sorry. Is there, I know at one point in time, there was talk about creating like, term limits for like the board members or for people to be able to kind of rotate off and on, like, is that something that's still being looked at or discussed?
Yeah, we kind of had to do that for Decatur County United Fund. They asked for those term limits, and we haven't, and so we have started a 3-year term limit and 2 terms max. So we have started that. You're seeing some old names on there.
I just wondered, are those terms consecutive, or like, can they start back to back, or do they have to like 3 on and rotate off and then come back on for the limit?
Well, the way I set it up, and I just did this 2 years ago, so nobody's gotten off yet, is 3-year terms, 2 terms max. And so it hasn't turned over yet, but it should next year.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so at 9, go ahead, did you want to say something?
No, I was just going to say extension was nice.
Okay. At 9:15, we have the extension office. Do we want,
They're both here.
do you guys want to go ahead and move forward for it and start forward and look at Volts there, he's going to lynch somebody. You guys want to go ahead and move forward and go to the extension office?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, how about that weather, huh? I left an hour and a half ago and for a 40-minute drive, and I just got here. So, as I kind of look at our budget, I will just kind of move through the line items that do see a shift, because a lot of it did stay the same, but we do have some lines where there were increases, but there are also lines where there were decreases as well. And I should also preface, the last time I was here, one of the questions that was asked was about the 4-H position. That position has been posted, and I would say within the next month, we hopefully will have somebody in that spot. Last time I checked, we had around 6 resumes and candidates that had applied for it, so it's a pretty popular position that people are going for. So that is in the works as of right now to get that position filled.
So where will they be housed out of? Will they work from their homes?
So they will be out of the extension office.
They will be in the extension office?
That's correct. Yep.
Now, would that be a full-time position, or will they cover other counties?
So both. It will be a full-time position. Their home base will be the Ripley County office. They will serve as what is referred to as a regional educator now. So they will be facilitating the county program here as far as 4-H. So enrollment, recruitment, volunteer services, the fair, all of the things that you typically would see. They will just also have the additional duty of being a regional educator, which to this point really isn't different than what you were supporting last year. The contractual services, it is to pay for services. So many of our educators were already utilizing the model that's being implemented and being named. It was just still county-based. So The idea is that those educators will be experts in a given area, and then Purdue will utilize those experts to elevate those counties that need maybe that specific expertise, whatever that looks like.
What, it may be a STEM or,
Yep, so it could be STEM, it could be one of our online platforms, so it could be 4-H Online, Fair Entry, they may be specialists in it. It could be volunteer services, enrollment, so that's where they're going to try and take those educators and take what they're really good at and utilize it across the state. So not only will your county be a benefit of it, it will be other areas and regions that will also benefit, where they will do very similar trainings in those counties within the region as well. So kind of looking through our budget for this year, so some of the increases that you will see are just the standard with the clerical and office manager. I believe this county, it's a standard 2%, or it has been, so that's just kind of where we went. That obviously falls on the council to make that decision. The summer youth program, with the changes and with moving to a regional model, that's one of those areas that we did deplete those funds for this year, just where we will have volunteers and other educators that will hopefully be able to come in and support that, as well as we're being good stewards that we know from the contractual services. We do have a bump in it, so we're trying to fall in line with as close to what we asked last year, so that is where that change came in. Office supplies, cleaning supplies, teaching supplies, there will be no changes to those line items as of right now. That is one area you may see next year, may change. We don't know what this new regional model, we may see that some of those office supplies may actually be less. So that will be a line item that potentially could decrease in the future. Moving into mileage and fuel, that is one of those big areas that you will see a decrease. When I was here last time, we talked about the new contractual services approach. Mileage and the technology fees are being absorbed into those. So that is why you see such a large decrease. So all educator mileage is going to be paid through Purdue, and a part of that is that contractual services. So here, that is a big decrease of about $7,500. So that is where that went. We still have $600 in that line item because we sat down and calculated how much maybe county staff drive to and from the courthouse and for other services to just meet things that need to happen at the office, and that's where we came up with the $600 on average. We're spending about $150 per quarter to support the staff to drive. Telephone is another area you'll see. That is at zero. They've switched to a web-based system, so there's not a phone bill anymore. So that is a huge benefit. Then moving into that maintenance line item. So that's another area you'll see a $1,000 decrease. That is that technology fee that again is being absorbed into the contractual services, where educator computers are being paid for that, where typically that was something that would come out of that line item the county would support. There is still some funds in there to support our local support staff. So we're working currently to get some new computers ordered for them, so then it doesn't even pull out of this next year's budget because we have some surplus, so we want to ensure that we are being good stewards again of the budget from this year. And then the big increase obviously is going to be that contractual services, where previously it was around $53,000 total. It is split out in this contract. The ask this year will be $100,000. So that is where, with some of the decreases, we were trying to really minimize some of those increases that we maybe would typically bring. So with that, again, it is paying for those services to be in the county from Purdue. It's that a regional approach, the way that it is being figured, because that's one of the big questions, right? Why are we paying so much more? Why is the ask so much more? As Purdue is moving through the regional approach, they looked at all of the counties because the previous algorithm was not an equitable algorithm. Your neighboring county could have been paying double, triple the amount, and somebody to the west of you could have been paying half what you're paying, but you would be the exact same size county. So there wasn't really a rhyme to reason, honestly. So the approach that they've taken now is that it is a population-based model. So based on Ripley County's population, it is falling into that tier of $100,000. It is a 2-year amount, so it is one of those that it will be $100,000 asked this year, and then another $100,000 next year. And then after that, then populations will be reevaluated because obviously population ebbs and flows. So they will accordingly shift what that looks like. And then we will work again to move forward with that. So that is one of those ways, because they sat down and tried to figure out what is the best way to make sure everybody is on a level playing field. In this county, it was one of those, the algorithm It is going to be that it was an antiquated approach, and the ask just was increased based on that population density. So,
I have a few questions.
yes, sir.
Since the building is not going to be used, give me an estimate, 60% of the time now?
The building. You mean the office space?
The office.
The office space will be occupied.
100%.
Yeah, no, there's nobody moving out of the
I mean-
office space.
Well, you're not going to be in there anymore, correct?
But the new 4-H educator is going to have my office.
So we'll still have health and human science. So Bailey is still going to be in the office, the new 4-H educator is going to be in the office, and our support staff will still be in the office. So the office is still being occupied 100% of the time. The other piece to that as well is that with that being an extension office and being the regional model, not only are you going to see a new 4-H educator and Bailey in that position, you will also see new faces of extension educators that are flowing through utilizing that may, their duty station may be in Decatur or in Jennings County, and
So
they're.
they'll just come and go, just to use
So,
everything
right,
as
so it'll
needed.
be a landing space, but you will have Bailey and a 4-H educator that will be determined hopefully in the next month that will be housed and use that as their home base.
And Bree will still be there, right?
Yes, yep. So there's currently a full-time FTE and then a part-time FTE that is a support to that space. And there's no shift in the approach that we have with them.
And this is basically through Purdue. My next question, I think I know the answer, but I want to ask. $1,500 for postage for Purdue. Why do we pay the postage for Purdue? Is that correct? It's for Purdue?
Well, for their,
It's for the
Information.
sending letters out to volunteers and 4-Hers. Notices and workshop notices and things like that. And at one time, we came down and used the postage machine, but they didn't want us to use the postage machine unless it was so many pieces of mail. So when we send,
Who said that?
it was before you.
Oh, okay, I'm like,
Yeah, I don't see why we should spend an extra $1,500 when we have the postage machines and
That was directed to us a few years ago.
Yeah,
that
well,
if it was
what do you
under
guys
50
think?
items, they didn't want us to use it.
With us using the postage machine, do we save a lot of money on postage?
we have to pay a rent and that, and then also,
No?
for each piece
Okay.
goes through.
And usually, so in some counties, you can do a bulk mail where that is the savings area where you are getting a set fee for,
Right,
so
okay.
many.
Okay.
And that
It's
is.
just a question, I just wanted to bring it up.
Sure, and that line item, as I have been over other budgets, that's one of those line items that I've seen steadily decrease anyway. Purdue is moving more electronic than paper snail-based, so
That's what I figured.
I do see that line item probably decreasing just across the board. And it was maintained because that was a question we discussed. We don't know what that looks like because, in Decatur, where I'm from, that line item has continually went down every year because we have pushed more of an electronic approach because it's quicker, it's more efficient, you have the paper trail versus trying to mail something out, so.
Okay.
I have a couple of questions.
Yes.
I'm Stephanie, and I apologize I wasn't here last month.
Sure.
That must have been when you came, and I haven't gone back to watch that meeting, so I need to. But when you say regional model, like, how many counties are typically included in a region?
So in our region, we have 8 counties. Then depending on what region it is, there's 12 regions in the state, and there are some regions that have a couple extra and some regions that are smaller. It was just based on how that area was split up. So we are considered the southeastern region, so our 8 counties are Decatur, Jennings, Ripley, Franklin, Dearborn, Ohio, Switzerland. I think that was all of them, right? Was that 8? Jefferson is our last. So that is our 8 county region. Whenever we talk about the region, the idea isn't that our educators necessarily think about, I only need to serve those 8 counties. It's looking at it from how can I serve Purdue Extension and the state? So our hope is that our educators will go outside of those borders, and that's already happening. I'm a previous educator, so I was all over the state doing programs already as well as serving Decatur. So I was basically already adopted into the regional model. It just wasn't, the nomenclature was not regional. It was still a county-based piece, but the contractual services are already written and implemented where it's a service-based contract. So that is where, when we look at one of the things we discussed in the last meeting, the regional approach is really to help with management. So we took that region and it's broken up into 2 different 4-county regions. I have a counterpart that is in the southern 4 counties, and he is managing those as well. And then it's just a way that you all elected officials have a more personal individual that you can go to with questions, that we can also bring you updates that's happening and show you that services are not being non-utilized, that we are meeting all the gaps. There will be needs assessments that will take place. That was a question I've had in another budget meeting as well, is do we need to come to you and ask for programs? That's certainly one way that it can be done, but that is not the expectation that only the county will ask for it. We will complete needs assessments, and then we will identify, okay, there is a need for STEM programming, or PARPs will continue to happen. That is one of those bread and butter items for our programming throughout the state. So it's just going to be one of those that as we go, we'll identify those needs, and then programs will flow in as needed.
Has this model been implemented in other states?
It has been. So every state is a little different. Any state that has a land-grant university, the issues that we are seeing is that extension holistically is functioning on a budget that has flat line items, and that have been flat for about 25 years. So it's one of those that most extension departments throughout this county, or throughout the country, have identified different financial approaches. Regional is one that they usually go to. Indiana is just one of those last states to move to it, because we still were kind of in that county-based approach, if you want to call it that. So this is just one way that we can utilize the budget that we have to elevate our educators to a expert level. I mean, so one of the things and why that's a big deal is previous educators may be based in a county, and their expertise, say, is natural resources. And then they're asked to do a bunch of animal science programming. They would have to do a lot of research. They would have to put it together, have it, make sure it's peer reviewed, then implement it, because everything we do is research based. So that program may not be as fine tuned as what it could be as if we had one of our animal science expert educators come in and do the same program. That's where that shared effect would come in, where then our natural resources educator would be able to go maybe to another county to do that. So then that county would be getting an elevated approach as well. But all of the services would still be being met in every county.
Another question, you mentioned that it was population based on the size of the county.
Correct.
I'm curious, I guess, about, you know, I'm assuming different counties obviously have different populations, but I mean, what they have different program sizes, you know, I would think, you know, that varies quite a bit.
Yeah, and I do apologize. I thought I had some other, I will make sure that I get you one of the forms that has, there is a grid that shows what the population breakdown is and the amounts, so the range of what it is. But yeah, so depending on certain counties, the program size is different. They did potentially look at that, but it is strictly on population base, and that's it. So it
You know
is
how
just.
Ripley County compares to like other counties in our region?
So out of the 4 counties that I'm over, you're about average, if not on the lower side of it. You're one of my smaller counties.
As far as the
Population
program
density.
size or population?
So whenever you're asking about program size, are you talking about like the amount of people that are attending programs?
Yes.
That's pretty standard across the board for this region, being so rural, and depending on what discipline you're talking about. So health and human sciences is not one area that we just see a huge response to programs. So there the average is usually, depending on what it is, 10, 12, 15, but then you can get into some A&R programs where PARPs, and PARPs are the pesticide applicator recertification program. So anybody that sprays any kind of pesticide has to go through a program, and those are, people come from all over the state to get their points. So you could have 80, 100, 120 people in each one of those programs. So it's already where our programs pull from across county lines. It just depends on what the program is and what the need is. And that's where those needs assessments will come into play, because we don't want to do programs that aren't needed, because then we only have 1 or 2 people at a program, and that's not efficient. So we need to identify, is mental health an issue? Is this a big area that we need to do more PARPs in? Are we looking at, you know, this is a strong 4-H county already, so we would look at how do we increase that, get into the schools more for enrichment and that sort of thing. So it's the needs assessment will come into play with that piece to identify what programs are we going to do in the counties versus just trying to do as many programs as we can.
That would be, I guess, one of the questions and sort of concerns that I have is that it seems like to me that we've always had it, and we've had a growing 4-H program, and I would want to make sure that that doesn't suffer.
Yeah,
as a result
excellent.
of
No,
those
okay,
changes.
so we're getting to so the basis of your question, that is why every county has a 4-H individual that is based in that county. This county will have a regional 4-H educator, and the base of their position is going to be to support the county program. So it is going to be looking at maintaining exactly where it is and growing it. So it's still going to be going into the schools, recruiting into homeschool systems, that sort of thing. So that new individual that will be coming into that position, that is their main position, is going to be ensuring that that county program sees no gaps.
Thank you.
Yep.
It would be good to kind of, as it progresses, hear some updates about that.
Yeah, so, and that is where my job is going to be very much detailed, is I will be coming to meetings and reaching out to each of you individually to set up meetings, just to, hey, what's your experience with extension? How can we make it better? What are your concerns? That sort of thing. So then you constantly will have updates, so you know that, the money that we are spending to continue to support extension is being utilized effectively, and that we don't have those gaps. Because the last thing we want is to ask for support and then not meet the need.
Right
Okay.
here, oh, excuse me.
No, go ahead.
Previously, we've supported it through the program through contractual services, and we had a letter, an email to every council member in the state of Indiana, all 92 counties, from the director and also the dean. That letter shared there would be some transition, but to see this going, our support on contractual services to 100,000, I think it's actually 101,000, is an 86.92% increase of what our previous contractual services have been. I have a hard time when we're out in the public and they come and they see this much of a increase in the program. If we could have, and I realize you've had training and putting it in this regional system, but wow, we get our books and you
Sure.
go through this and you see it, and it's, my goodness, the justification and everything. Now, I realize that going to be taking care of majority of the mileage and things, but in the state of Indiana, the budget is open every 2 years. Now, this next year, the budget will be open, and in that budget is an extension educator's line item, one item in the state budget of Indiana. I realize extension throughout the United States is in somewhat of a critical position. This model is replicated from a few states, and Indiana has been one of the better funded states for, the last 35 years.
Yeah.
So, or maybe probably 50 years. But this is, when I look at this and going to share with people, okay, that's an 86, 87% increase, it's going to be a hard sell.
Sure.
So anyway, I just have concerns. Wow, that's a lot. Because we have 177 full-time staff members here in Ripley County and 95, and we just constantly share that we have to be fair to everyone, because we represent all those individuals. So that this word's getting out in the state of Indiana. We've had our county fairs and the state fair going on, lots of people in discussion.
Sure.
And they're sharing the concern. It's not just the concern of Ripley County, and I'm not an individual who represents other counties, but it's a very hot topic in this state. So I'll just share that, and it's going to be a hard sell.
Yeah.
Not Ripley County, but all the counties, because we're all seeing in the next couple of years, the state is downloading a huge amount of additional costs that they've taken in the past and that putting on us. Our state budget on some healthcare issues went up 4% this past year. And for the state budget, a few years ago in the past years, we had a surplus And our state constitution does not allow us to be in a negative state for our state budget. So as county-wise, we're seeing a big increase in our percentage that we have to cover for the cost. And I can't speak for council members, but my commitment to the Ripley County residents when I ran for election was, I don't want to see an increase in taxes.
No, nobody wants to see an increase in taxes. That is one of those things that, and you hit the nail on the head where you want to be equitable to all of your constituents. When Purdue sat down and looked at it, that is what they identified, is that they weren't being equitable across the board. And whenever they identified a model that would be more equitable, because some counties were paying grossly over what a population base would be because of the antiquated algorithm, and I wish I could give you that answer, but I don't know that anybody really knew what it was, only the powers that be. So that is where this model is more equitable across the state, across all taxpayers. Some counties are going to eventually pay less. Some counties, when they look at it, we're getting a break to some degree for the past few years because of how that algorithm was set up, and this is that equitable approach. So I 100% sympathize with what you're saying, is that nobody wants to see tax increase. This is that piece that, though, as Purdue is going through their transformation and that transition, this is how they can set it up. So then when those questions do come through, it's here's how we are identifying to make it equal across the board for all counties.
Okay, what we'll have to do, we'll review this.
Sure.
And then we'll let you know here, and Amy or someone will.
Yes, and if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to me, Stephanie. I'll make sure to get that document to you that has some more information on it, just to kind of outline some of it, and then we'll go from there.
Thank you.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, thank you. It's 9:32, sorry, we're running 2 minutes behind, but court services. This is under probation. Morning, guys. Just to let you know what we're going to do, we're going to go through this ourselves, and then if and when we have a question, then we'll ask, okay? So court services, it's under probation, Fund 1001, County General.
Sorry, twice one off in the deal.
Oh, okay. Location 0021, probation. Okay, part-time, well, let's just look through this and,
It looks like they kept within the 2% increase.
Yep, it is. County General, while you're looking, 2% increase for staff only, no increase to non-salary funds, no increase to probation officers. They're looking at their third year of no raise, which is concerning. There is an increase in auto insurance per the, I think the auditor or Mike was told that that would be increased.
yeah.
Well, you also got
You got, I think, a new vehicle.
So on
Is that
paper,
working out okay?
Well, let us
Yep,
just
go
look
ahead.
at it,
Yep.
and we'll. Any questions from council?
I move to approve.
Peg made a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
David? Ayes?
Aye.
Nays? 6-0. Fund 1122, project income, location 000, miscellaneous.
And Amy, this goes on the page 44 and 45.
yes.
The totals. are-
There's really nothing but totals on the next page, so.
Right.
So yes, it does go through this.
Any questions, council?
I do not. I'll move to approve.
Stephanie made a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Peg made a second. Ayes? Nays? 6-0. Fund 1220, County Officer Transportation, location 000 miscellaneous. Oh, I missed one? Oh, I'm sorry. Fund 1123, yeah, the translation program, location 000 miscellaneous. Do I have questions or a motion?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
Stan? Stephanie? Ayes?
Aye.
Nays? 6-0. Now let's try this one. Fund 1220, location 000 miscellaneous. Questions?
You probably just have to have an increase in paper and supplies and things like that.
Yep, this goes to the sheriff's office if they need to bring someone back from another state. When someone applies for a transfer, I live in another state, I got arrested and convicted in Ripley County, we need to send you to that state, they have to pay a fee. And eventually the sheriff's gonna get some money.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
David?
Second.
Stephanie, second. Ayes?
Aye.
Nays? 6-0. Opioid Restricted Fund, 1237, location 000 miscellaneous. Bless you.
The professional services, contractual services, an increase of 5,000?
Yeah, she received her final therapy certification for an increase in that, and, yeah.
Okay. I move to approve.
Second.
Peg made a motion, Stan second. I have a question on that. So whomever, this position went to another standard and level. Have we ever been told that there's going to be a 33% or on that for a 33%
Yeah,
raise?
that's not to her. I answered that question probably a little quick. I think she got a $5,000 increase total, so I don't know where the 30.
The 5,000 is contractual services,
Are
correct?
we still looking at contractual services?
And professional services is 10,000.
Yeah, because shouldn't contractual services, if that's a raise, shouldn't that be our standard instead of a 12?
Oh, yeah, we're also paying for the reentry services in the jail from that. So that's not just the one person, that's the reentry services that we're doing in the jail with the sheriff's office from.
And maybe,
So multiple things are
Yes,
being paid out of this
so
line item?
It's CADS in the courthouse, reentry services, which is the point person, his name's Ricky. He now has an office in the basement of the sheriff's office, and then there's peer-to-peer on Friday nights. That all comes out of it.
Okay.
maybe, could you just share with us the importance that those services
Oh, they're
have
vitally
shown
important.
and
So-
what's going on?
So this is the opioid restricted funds. So remember, big Purdue Pharma had to pay Ripley County. There's restricted, which you guys are aware of that, and unrestricted. The restricted funds, we are eligible to receive those based on things that you have to have in place to deal with folks that are impacted by the opioid epidemic that we had. So the CADS program is an IOP, intensive outpatient program in the courthouse. They're going to be there 3 days a week, two 3-hour sessions a week, 3 drug screens, multiple phases. And then they're also going to attend a Friday night support group called Peer to Peer at the Tyson Activity Center. Besides that, in addition to that, it also pays for our reentry services. So anyone now booked into the jail, they're going to meet with a recovery support specialist, and they're going to kind of do a needs assessment, and then they're going to be working with them through programming services to get them ready to go back into the jail. So if you turn the clock back real quick, a couple years ago, you went to jail, you might get a faith-based group, maybe, come in. Now you have opportunities for GED. We have multiple people receiving a GED, which is now called HSA. We have multiple programs, groups, individual. Get your driver's license, get your birth certificate. Then you get out. A lot of times you don't have those things. So you don't have things, you need to get a job. So they're able to get a lot of things and get them ready to get back into the community. And it's no cost to the taxpayers. It's a phenomenal opportunity that we're able to do at a very low economic impact of doing that many services without being tax-based burden.
And you've really prepared those individuals with their tool chest
Yeah.
of opportunities for when they re-enter,
Yep.
that they've had those in their tool chest and they're able to get into the workforce and housing and things like
Yeah,
that
if you-
very quickly.
Yeah, so we also have some housing, Eli's Corner, down in Tanglewood Apartments, that can hold several males, I think up to 4 or maybe 8 males and 4 females. So that's re-entry where you can actually, if you don't have housing, they can subsidize that until you're able to get some employment for the first 30 days and pay a lower rent for that. But that's part of the services as well. So we
Okay.
work with partnership of an agency called One Voice. One Voice is much more active in different counties, but we get a couple of their folks down here as well.
And then my other question is, the professional services went up 10,000.
Yeah, so, Mikey, did you say that was an extra because of?
I think that's Ricky and Justin.
Yeah. So before we did not have, we only had like one, which is Jessica Ogden, who is a recovery support specialist that we contract with One Voice. We now have a full-time Ricky. I cannot think of Ricky's last name, but
Name doesn't,
yeah.
yeah,
But
we'd
anyway,
rather not hear
we have
it.
extra people. Ricky Callahan.
So I guess you guys are good with that? Okay, so I have a motion from Peg, a second from Stan. Ayes?
Aye.
Nays? 6-0.
Shannon, it's been a couple of years, and I don't know if my memory is serving me correctly, but was that opioid money that we met about a few years ago, that some of the towns had opioid money? Like,
So the towns also get a division from the Attorney General's settlement with that as well. Each
Is that-
township.
As I recall, I feel like maybe some of the towns were looking for, how to put that money to good use, and I just didn't know if there'd been any further collaboration.
Yeah,
or department.
we're not a part of their, the funds, but I know when I do my report that that they get funds too.
They can donate it to the county.
Well, it's kind of what I wondered, if there was any money out there that, was sitting and not being used, like if.
Yeah, a lot of it's restricted, I believe. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, Fund 2000, Adult Probation, location 0040, Adult Probation. Questions? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Diane?
Second.
Stephanie? Ayes?
Aye.
Nays? 6-0. Fund 2051 Juvenile Probation, location 0041. Questions?
I'll make a motion.
Stephanie made a motion. Second.
Second.
Diane? Ayes?
Aye.
Nays? 6-0. Just so you know, the reason we can go through this so quickly is everybody has already
Yep.
reviewed the budgets. Fund 2102, Adult Administration Fees, location 0334. Questions?
I'll make a motion.
Stephanie made a motion.
I'll second.
David second. Ayes?
Yeah.
Nays? 6-0. Fund 4300, court order testing, location 0338. Questions? Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Diane made a motion.
Second.
Stephanie? Ayes?
Aye.
Nays? 6-0. Fund 9105, location 0330. Questions? Motion?
I move to approve.
Peg made a motion.
Second.
David? Ayes?
Aye.
Nays? 6-0. Fund 1929, drug awareness, location 000 miscellaneous.
Motion.
Stan made a motion. Second.
Second.
Stephanie? Ayes?
Aye.
Nays? 6-0. Fund 9164 RCATS, location 000 miscellaneous.
I move to approve.
Motion made by Peg,
Second.
second by David. Ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
Nays? 6-0. Fund 9176, RCAT, location 000 miscellaneous. Questions?
Are you 9176,
Yes?
right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
You said RCAT, so I was like making sure.
Oh, I did say RCAT, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm
No,
making sure
thank
I'm
you.
not-
I did, I was wrong. I'll say that again, I was wrong. Questions?
So we've had, this current year was zero. In '25, there was funding in this particular account. Why did we transition from?
Yeah, so you're going to see with our grants, a duplicate, one day, one fee. So we roll into the year, they want us to do a 13th month, and then they want that 13th month then be able to put into zero, as opposed to some funds that you're spending from the prior that goes into that. So that's
Okay.
textbook, the way that you're supposed to do that, is what we've been told.
I think you shared that before.
Yep.
And thank you very much.
JDI, PI, you're going to see those, or
Okay.
or community correction company.
I move to approve.
Second.
Peg made a motion, and Stephanie second. Ayes?
Aye.
Nays? 6-0. Fund 9183, location 000 miscellaneous.
So this is the A part of the B part.
No, the first one is JDAI-B. This is Community Corrections A.
Okay.
Yeah, oh,
But-
9183 is a, yeah.
And then we'll
Next
have
one will be
B.
Motion.
Stan made a motion. Second.
So moved.
Peg made a second. Ayes?
Aye.
Nays? 6-0. Fund 9194, Community Corrections Part B, location miscellaneous 000. Questions? Motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Stan? Second.
Second.
Stephanie? Ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
Nays? 6-0. Fund 9127, JDI grant.
Zeros.
That's the other half of that other one.
It's zeros.
Yeah, and it should be zero.
Oh, okay, yes. So do we need we don't need to make a motion on that one? And then the next one is Fund 9130, State Probation, location 000, and it's all zeros also. You're done.
If you do 9213, you may have, and I have to my half
Is that in the,
the juvenile behavioral.
Do what?
they did, it's right
Okay.
here.
Looks like it's on official
That's my
documentation.
fault. I had two of them. I did one of them yesterday, the health department, and one too. That's my fault.
You want me to make copies, Amy?
While she's doing that, I have three things I need to talk to you about. So we have to look at 2028. I hope we're all here in 28. 28 is going to be significant. We're dealing with 27, so 28, we're going to see probation officer salaries probably come back, after 3 years drought. I'm sure they're probably going to give us a raise. I have 6 officers that's going to hit a milestone on their 10, 15, 20-year increase, just because that goes in no sequence. This year, there's none, or 27, there's none. So the six of those are going to be a big raise. We're probably going to get, the PO salary scale is probably going to get a raise. And we're looking at our court-ordered drug screens. At the end of this year, we're going to lose about, by year-end, $35,000 to $40,000. That's going to keep going down. So we collect drug screen money, we give drug screens, we pay for lab tests, we pay for very expensive tests at times. So that fund is going down, and I've talked to the group last year about this, or earlier in the year whenever we met. So that's a concern that we'll have to probably address that in 28. So this year, on paper, we came in at $33,000 less than what we did this. 27 is less than 26 because of the van, but we're still a surplus of $16,881. Fine, but 28 will not look like that. 28 is going to be a big year. So PO scales, we're dealing with drug screens that are going down at a rapid rate. In 4 to 5 years, that drug screen balance will be at 0 if we keep doing this rate, so we don't want that to happen. I have a copier that, while she's doing that, that's perfect. I have a copier, and I don't know if you guys have anything to do with replacing copiers. I think it's like a commissioner thing, but this paper tray holds now ink. We've had office shops say it's irreparable. So I'll probably have to go before the commissioners and ask about that, but if you said,
It
well,
should be in the commissioner's maintenance.
you think?
Yes, yeah.
If not, we don't need to put it in, okay. So I say we could limp along and maybe.
No, you need a new
Okay.
one. That's pretty obvious. That should be in commissioners. I mean, you should be able to get that now.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to wait.
So I
till
have
election
Mike
to
here
get that.
every day. They either get a vacuum or they suck that out, but it will not stop according to.
No, you need to,
So-
yeah, you.
Okay,
And that
I'd say
increase
get on the
will fall.
agenda for the next commissioners meeting to purchase a copier.
all right. So the copier,
Appreciate you trying to make it work, but
yeah.
it's costing you.
I
money
asked,
in the long
I
run.
had a meeting yesterday with the ladies. I said, how are you guys not getting this on you? And they're like, well, we're just trying to dump it every day. And I'm like, well, we're losing money through the toner because it ends up in that tray every day.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
And
fine.
if that stuff gets on your clothes,
The
you
next,
can't get it out.
the
It's very difficult.
third item is the vehicle. Our newest vehicle's a 2020. You guys know we are kind of got a track record of keeping old vehicles. We moved the van along, 26 years old. It got sold. Joe Mann actually bought that. It's kind of ironic. The guy that drove the van for community service ended up buying it. But anyways, so I'll be coming to you at some point about a vehicle, and that's just kind of like eventually I'll have to address that. And the last thing I was going to say is, and when you see me next year, just try to remember a glimpse of me saying 28 is going to be a big year for us financially, just to keep all of our bills paid. So, all right, thank you.
So,
Well, I guess we still need to get this approved.
yeah.
This is a lot of grant dollars.
If
that
you're
fund.
looking for a vehicle, will you try to get partial grant for it, or?
We can try.
I'm sure you
I've
will.
kind
I
of
mean,
wore
you
that
try
out, but
anyway,
yeah.
I'm just
yeah.
asking.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, and 28 for the county budget, we're getting things passed down from the state other.
That's not a positive.
That has, they've covered in the past, and they're dwindling that support, so it won't be the,
Well, as you know, our community correction grant got reduced, and we're limping along on that too. Luckily,
Yeah,
we had
the
surplus.
state's putting more on the counties, and it's,
But those drug screens, we kind of, we've increased it this year, going into 27, right, from what we had in 26.
so do you have to screen as many people as there was when the epidemic was really bad? Is it a requirement this, and I'm asking?
Yeah, it is.
Is it a requirement to drug screen
Yeah,
every?
Yeah, in 1997, 98, we gave about 300 drug screens. We patted each other on the back, said, job well done. We're knocking these drug screens out of here. Last year, we gave almost 4,200 drug screens. This year, we're on pace to give 5,000 drug screens. Drug screens is
And
the
that's
tool.
through the state, or is that through our prosecutor?
Well, that's.
Or through your
Yeah,
program?
we work for the judges. So the judge wants us to do programming and services. So we assess a risk assessment, we put you in programs and services, and everyone looks like you and I when they walk in the door. I'm doing good. Let's just take a drug screen and make sure what we're doing is getting us what we want, that you're going through programming and you're actually successful. So the drug screen is a tool.
I understand.
Yeah.
I was
probably
just curious.
Yeah.
maybe a good deterrent.
And when you have 500-600 people on probation, active cases, you can't just take everybody's word that they're clean.
Thank you.
Thank you. Most definitely.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
Okay, so location 000 miscellaneous, fund 9213, juvenile behavior grant. So if you guys want to look through this real quick.
I'm asked to speak about this program more than some of anything else that we do. We're going to be in French Lake here next month, talking about this, what this program pays for, which is a SMART program with the juveniles. We're going to be in Plainfield in October, talking about the SMART program, because this grant funds an amazing program that we work with kids and the youth in the community, called the SMART program.
Is she okay over there?
I'm wondering if she's under the kitchen sink. Is there anything you need?
It looks like this is the last year for this,
No, I hope
Okay.
not. It's a grant.
25 to 27. is what it says.
Yeah, it's a 2 year, so we had it 2 years ago, and we got it for another 2 years, so this year and in 28, we'll have it till.
Do I have any questions? So do I have a motion?
So moved.
Peg? Do I have a second?
Second?
Was that Diane?
Diane.
Diane? Ayes?
Aye.
Nays? 6-0.
Thank you for your support.
Thanks for what you do.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Don't make that motion. No, distracted, sorry.
Peg made the motion, Diane second, and it was 6-0.
Oh, I just got my 3-hole punch out.
I don't know if you knew how noisy it was up here.
Was it really?
Oh, my God. I almost cracked up. I was waiting for stuff to come flying.
It sounded like it was.
Really? Oh, there's that bag down there. I
Yeah.
have the paper in there, sorry. I
Like
didn't
you were
realize
rustling
I
a
left
potato
it.
chip bag.
All right, Ripley County Community Foundation. This is under commissioners.
Good morning, everyone.
So what we'll do is, I think we've all had a chance to look over this. And then I'll just top off real quick. 100,000 of this is towards the fire departments like we did last year. She didn't know whether she should put it in or not, so she just put it in. and we need to make that decision, and that'll probably be later today because I think the fire departments are coming in.
Okay.
And then 20,000 of this is for the community foundation.
I think it's really more, yeah, and I apologize, I think it's really like more like $19,147, which is in the budget. I apologize, my form still said the request was for 20. But it's 109, it's 19,147.
Okay, well, it's got it in as 20, so to
Yeah,
change
yeah, my
everything
apologies.
would be,
Yeah,
yeah.
yep.
So, questions for Amy? I'm sorry, this is Amy Streeter, she's.
Yeah, I was like, I
over-
can introduce myself, sorry about that.
Sorry,
Thanks for
my
letting
bad.
me come and entertain this. My name's Amy Streeter, I'm with the Ripley County Community Foundation, I'm the executive director. I'm happy to answer any questions. We appreciate all the support that you have provided to us in the past. The fire department grants this year are going well. We have, as of today, we have paid out 7 of those, so $70,000 got back out into the community. We're actively working with the other 3 fire departments, which would be Holton, Napoleon, and Delaware. They're just trying to see if they can acquire the funds that would be needed to finish the purchase of additional gears that they need, but we're actively working with them. That program has been great.
Good.
The thing that I've been really, I wasn't expecting, but I'm happy to hear, is that the fire department said this was kind of unexpected for them, so it allowed them to get larger purchases than they thought they were going to be able to get, and they've all been able to leverage dollars from outside of their departments to help finish those things. So thank you very much for providing that to them this year.
So I was told that Holton, are they working on it now? Because I was told they were not doing a grant.
I spoke to, well, so I had a little trouble finding exactly who to speak to at the Holton Fire Department. Through the Napoleon Fire Department, they got me in contact with Derek Walston, I think is his last name. I might have his last name wrong. I actively spoke to him on the telephone, got his email, talked to him about the grant, sent him the information, and it was my understanding that he was going to put in an application. I didn't look prior to coming today to see if they've actually started one, but that is who I've been speaking with.
Okay.
I also spoke to Napoleon, I think it was last week, and they also said another name that they heard would be a good one is Adam Franklin. So I just haven't reached out to him yet.
So if by chance, hopefully they do, but if by chance they don't put in, then that remaining 10,000 will be up for grant to whatever the number is for the other 9 fire departments to apply for, correct?
That's correct.
Okay,
I have
just wanted
to,
to verify that so everybody,
yeah, I can't to return the dollars to the county, but I can use the dollars for their intended purpose, which is to support local volunteer fire departments.
Is there a timeline or a deadline on those other departments using it?
Using it, they're supposed to, the ones that have received the dollars or the 3 that haven't even applied?
The people that haven't applied, I misspoke.
I gave them until December the 1st to submit an application in hopes that we would be able to get the dollars paid out yet this year. The 2 departments, Napoleon and Delaware, they're actively working on it. I believe that there won't be any issues with them getting those dollars. Holton, I had a positive conversation with Derek, and I can follow up with him. So I talked to him maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, right around the time I sent the email to you as a group, giving you an update. So I don't remember, that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. But I can follow up with him. I don't know if you've heard anything since that email I sent to you.
it was just like a week ago that I heard that, so I don't know. And the guy from Milan Fire Chief said he was gonna, he told me that he would actually go over and help him with it.
Yep.
But you can
I'll
put
follow
water
up.
out, you can't make somebody go to it.
Right. I'll follow up with Derek.
Okay,
I'll be
thank
happy to
you.
do that.
We appreciate the collaboration.
Yep.
This is so important for the community, and I realize that you're very well aware of that, but we really appreciate working together.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that.
It betters our county and also our communities. It's just so important.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having the faith in us to do it. It's our pleasure. Thank you. Yeah.
We appreciate everything you do.
Yeah.
So are there any other questions? Any questions for Stephanie?
For Amy.
How about Amy?
And
I know, you've had a lot of people up here, and I get it.
I was thinking of Stephanie, because Stephanie's the one that put me to you guys.
Yeah.
Because I didn't, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
I don't care really what you call me, I'll answer questions, so
Yeah.
I'm happy to answer any
Don't call me
questions.
late.
Huh?
You can call me anything, just don't call me late.
That's right.
So what we'll do is, we'll discuss this, and then
Yep.
we'll get back with you.
Yep, absolutely. One other thing, I don't want to take up a lot of time, but there is an endowment fund, a Ripley County Quality of Life Endowment Fund that's, the county is the beneficiary of, and there's the sum of $9,800 available for you guys to take that this year as part
And
of
that
that
would be up
distribution.
to the council?
Yep.
Or the commissioners?
I do it,
Okay,
so I can just go out of our line. Normally I get a paper to remind me to go do that.
yeah, you got an email this year, should have gotten an email, so I'll double check on it, but here's,
There's the information I spam.
That's what I was just thinking, when Amy said she sent an email, I'm like, I don't remember seeing it, so I'm gonna have to look at my spam or something.
Yeah.
well, the system would have sent the email probably to Amy because Amy is, I believe, the primary
Yeah, so I
contact
wasn't
on that
all
fund
the
and always has
paperwork
been.
for it, And I wondered why I hadn't got that, but
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it went to my spam.
Okay, I'll resend you an email, but you can see that there's $9,800, I believe,
And I'll do this paperwork.
in the county. That's for the county to use to improve quality of life however they see it.
I'm talking about the one you sent, like you said you sent 2 or 3 weeks ago to the council. I don't remember getting that, so I'll have to look.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the one that updated, it's on the fire departments.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that. I'll double check.
Did everybody else get it?
I got it.
don't recall it.
I think Peggy responded
I
to
got
it,
it.
but maybe,
Okay. Did
I thought it had everybody's
Yeah.
name on it.
Okay.
I'll double check.
yeah. I will, I can
Oh,
send,
yes, I did. Thank you.
I can resend that
No,
out to
don't worry
you,
about it. I'll double check.
Stephanie. Was happy to do that. Thank you for the consideration. It's been a pleasure working with you over the last year.
Thanks for
so
everything you
thanks.
guys do.
Yeah, thank you guys for serving.
Amy, if
Okay.
you'll just- I will. Look for it.
Thank you, everyone.
You're doing good. Good job, Mom.
All right, hey, Christie, would you be ready to go?
I guess.
Let's go to Parks and Recreation.
I don't know if I've seen Owen coming in, so.
So if you're waiting on someone, we can wait. Good morning.
I mean, we can wait, it's not a problem. If somebody's coming, we'll just,
I've seen Owen, I thought Owen was pulling in.
okay, well, just have a seat for a minute then. One of the things that was brought up this morning then was the,
Why don't we take a comfort break here?
okay, that's a good idea. Let's just take a short break. Hey, welcome, Andrew. We're going to take a break.
Hey, hi.
We need a break since you showed up.
Yeah.
And we'll take a quick, we're going to take a quick break, and that'll give you a little time, and 10 minutes.
Sounds good.
What a night.
Yeah, I wish I had my house fixed. I wouldn't have water in my bathroom.
I only got about 4 more in front of you now.
Well, I think mine comes first. Mine's cash pay.
That put, last night, put South Ripley on a 2-hour delay, so they asked, so I drove a bus for them this morning.
Yeah.
There were some roads I couldn't get down. It was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see the road, and all I could see was current.
Mhm.
Well, Stephanie didn't know, Marvin and Sue McNews Road, that right there, yeah, I couldn't get past that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's a low area.
Had about 1,000 pheasants loose.
Oh,
Really? Why did he call me?
Spent all night last night getting them in. Got them all in. There's probably 50 left. Well, that I can tell. The wind was so strong it blew the damn gates open. Ripped the latches out. There's birds everywhere.
He called me, I was over there after the big wind went, and I was gonna keep tree limbs off electric fence and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Over in the area.
It was crazy. we were driving on Pick Mary up from school. Went to the B&G in Sunman for ice cream, and then came down Fish and Game Road, 1000 there. And we're driving, and the power lines are bowed all the way to the center of the road, and I'm like, this ain't good. And about that time, the pole just snapped and big old pop. I mean, just right in front of us. I had to back up and pull in the driveway. Of course, the house, I go hauling ass back to the house. It's a trailer that they remodeled to look like it didn't have a basement. I was like, well, we'll just tough it out in the car.
Yeah.
And then it was done and passed, and just rained like heck.
How was the birthday party?
That was awesome.
And what'd she think of your,
She just ignored me and walked by.
kind
Why?
Yeah.
of, kind of get used to that. That's gonna happen, as I say,
It'll be no better.
Yeah.
for
Had the
about 15
minivan.
years.
Yeah, I had it perfectly parked right by the steps where everybody came down, and I built a sign that said "Happy Birthday, Meerkat," and had all the balloons off of it, and I had the music playing as loud as it would go in the van, and they came walking down. It was awesome.
That's fine.
She's just shaking her head, walked right down. I'm like, "Come here, Mary, give me a hug for your birthday," and she just got in the car, turned the radio down. I tried to video it, but as soon as I hit record, it cut all the music out of the van. I'm like, oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because of the Bluetooth stuff, so I only got just a couple seconds of it. I had that sign in the back of my van, had balloons flying all over for my daughter.
Was she embarrassed?
Yes.
Good.
That's all the kids coming down and seeing all the stuff. It's pretty wild.
We did something similar to our daughter when she was at band practice.
Yeah.
And there's the whole band, you know, a huge band. She was so embarrassed, and it's wonderful. In fact, today's her birthday, too.
Oh,
Really? And then I had all the balloons off of it. And you could kind of see it, but all the kids coming down the...
oh, that's neat.
That was my video, they got cut out.
See, that's great, because that's our responsibility to impart embarrassment.
That's right, yes.
That's right.
Yeah, I gotta think about, I have to think a minute. Ruth is 45 today.
Judge Sharp.
No, yeah,
I don't remember, but
you grew quick, huh?
what is it?
Oh, no, it was
Issues
fun.
up
I
there
enjoyed
that
it.
need addressed.
You get, well, wait.
And
It
at
was
the
fun
end,
making
Bring
it,
it up.
it was fun.
Yeah, and at the end, I said, "Did you like your surprise from old Dad?" Yeah, it was nice.
Oh,
After everything was said and done.
that's sweet. How old is she?
12.
Hey, Ron.
That was fun.
If you want.
Okay.
'Cause Owen's supposed to be here with you, correct?
2, 3, yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah, well, you're not really on until
10:30.
10:30, so go ahead and do what you need to do. Since we're all back, if you want to, Stephanie we were talking this morning. Gosh, correct me, was it Garage and Motors? Or Highway Garage, is that right, Stephanie?
I just thought, you know, overnight that what was occurring to me is that I'm the newest person here, but I feel like there's obviously still some issues that need figured out with respect to, we have some departments under Matrix's systems as far as their pay, and then we obviously have others that do not. But one thing that I didn't really do very carefully, and I'm admitting that, is like trying to, for the people that do have matrices, are we looking at them comparably, like, you know, equally, like, are they, do you know what I mean? Am I saying it clearly?
Is your point, when they're doing a matrix, that matrix stays within the guidelines that we've provided of a percentage?
Well, my concern is, you know, I'm still learning, but I think that if the EMS folks and the sheriff's department and the highway department, are those the only three that have the matrix system?
So,
Like, have we looked at them sort of comparing A, B, and C, and are their employees or comparable employees kind of being treated the same way as the other, as comparable positions in the other departments, I guess, if that makes sense?
yeah, I think I can speak for that. Yes, they are, because EMS, when they get a new person in, they're not making as much as somebody that's been there. And then when they get more training, then that next year they might get more money. Same way with highway garage. Something I did notice on here though, this popped in my head last night. The secretaries are not necessarily out on the road.
Right, that was also one of my.
That was, that last night. But as far as the workers, if you get a new driver in compared to a 20-year-old or 20-year driver, the experience and all of that is how he's judged that.
Right, I feel like with some of these departments, they obviously have personnel that are, you know, working crazy shifts or odd hours or being called out, or, you know, they have different duties, like, and so then there are other staff that do not have those same duties. And so I feel like maybe we should look at that and talk about that.
And then, so what's your thought? What's your question? I mean, I understand what your question is, but what's your thought? What's your suggestion? Do you have one, or is it more of I just want to learn? Do you see where I'm coming from? I mean, are you good with the way it is, or do you think we need to change something?
Well, you brought up secretaries, for example, so I have to look and see, are there secretaries and refresh my memory, are there secretaries in each of those three departments?
Highway
Has two of them, but EMS doesn't, and the sheriff's is different because they're like, what do they call them? I have to look here to remember the name.
They're a
matron?
different classification.
Yeah, I think is it a,
Oh, I can get wet.
do
They're
they?
a matron, or it's in their matrix.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm not finding it easily, like, yeah, is the matron in the matrix?
Just a second,
No, it does not appear that way.
are they considered as deputies?
The matron is in the matrix.
Is?
She is.
Oh, okay. I was just looking at
The
the,
deputy administrator is not.
Yeah, and then you have an office manager.
who'd you say is not Amy?
The deputy administrator.
And that was listed as 2% as what a county would be. That is under, it's on page 15, fund number 1001, location 0014, jail.
I guess my concern is, or my question maybe, is if people are getting higher pay raises because they're in the matrix, because that's been addressed in past issues, is anyone getting a raise that is not in the matrix?
As far as I know, just a 2%.
Yeah, I mean, it's just bounced right around that 2%.
Just too mean, get it over with.
Is the deputy administrator the only one that's not in the matrix at the?
The office manager.
Thank you.
Where do you want it?
I don't care, just do it.
She should be on the sheriff, 1170.
Thank you.
It's line item 12,500.
I found it.
Did you find her?
If you look at the
So
bottom
the
page,
deputy administrator and the office manager are the only two people that are not in the matrix. Correct?
Besides the jailers, none of the jailers are. The jailers aren't on a matrix. The only ones that should be on a matrix is the deputies and the matrix.
It's kind of what I thought. But I just wanted to clarify.
And
So then,
jailers,
sorry, go ahead.
jailers, it's a three-tier system.
But it's still a 2%.
Yes, yes, and you don't move up in that system unless a person in a next tier or next level retires or we find work some other. And we've talked about this with the sheriff many times, and this is a system that's been utilized in the sheriff's departments across the state of Indiana for a long time. And we wondered, how can we change this? And he has concern, but it's in existence, and you don't move up unless the person ahead of you retires or quits or something.
yeah, like if you're on third shift, you're not going to second shift because you want to.
In the EMA department, or the people that are on the matrix?
EMS?
or- Yeah, EMS, sorry. Is there anyone that's not in the
EMS
matrix?
is really not a matrix system.
Well, whatever
EMS
that
is, they
is.
have a tier that they
Right.
get paid hourly.
Is there anybody that's not in it? Not,
No.
what about in the highway department?
No. 911 gets paid like EMS also. They're in a tier. Like, I mean, they're tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. It's not really a matrix. It's what they're calling the matrix at the highways. They're given evaluations at the highway department, and they're based on their evaluation, and their evaluation score is how they're basing their raise. The highway is, he's calling it matrix, but it's evaluation scores, is what it is.
Yeah.
The only one that's really on a matrix system is the sheriff's
Sheriff's
department. EMS is on an hourly pay schedule, but they do have hourly tiers. So like based on their,
If you're a paramedic.
yeah,
if you're a
based on what
medic,
they are and how much schooling they have is how much they get paid. 911, same way. They're based on what their schooling is, how much experience they have, and it's tiers of an hourly rate.
I understand, and I probably.
And their hourly rates, EMS and 911's hourly rates only went up 2%. I showed that to you guys in the book, like, that's why the front of the book has that in there.
Now, you showed it to us.
I've used the word matrix, and I
I
know what you're
didn't mean-
saying.
I'm not trying to be.
No, you're correct in that what I really mean to say is departments that have different pay systems, tiers,
Yeah.
whatever, than kind of what the rest of the county employees do. And I think while we figure this out, and it's been a work in progress in the year and a half that I've been here, I just think we need to be careful, similar to the nonprofits that we're comparing apples to apples and apples to oranges, and that we're not overlooking or missing things. I mean,
Clear as mud, isn't it?
well, I'm struggling to say this because I don't, I don't want to be the bad guy. But when I look at, there is a difference in employees that we have in the county. There's people out that are dealing with downed trees and they're being called out in all different kinds of elements. And then we have law enforcement and they're different. And those are different than I view those positions as different than people that have, jobs in an office. Not that everybody doesn't work hard, but I just think that we need to be careful as we're looking at these things.
Any
What's
questions?
the way to
Any more
solve it?
questions?
You
or
give each department a chunk of money and say divide it out.
I think
At
that's,
the end of the day, they
right.
have 50 employees, do you do it per base employee? That's why I don't pick percentage, I like a dollar amount.
Yeah, if it was a dollar amount, it would be real simple. Like if it was $1,000,
Yeah.
he could say, okay, this person's gonna get 800, this person's gonna get 1,200. They, you give them that lump sum, and then the person, the supervisor or superintendent in his case, divides it out.
Ron, you already went over budget, that's $2,000, you said 1,000.
I'm sitting there doing
You done went over budget.
You know what I'm saying, no, it could be,
We had this discussion, and I think that's great, and when we proposed it, I got a lot of feedback because that quote, it'd be the elected official or the supervisor, they came back and I had a couple page letters of why they didn't want to do this. In theory, now this would be a worst case scenario, you never hope it would happen. Let's say we gave them that pot of money, $1,000. An individual who is supervising that office could say, I'm the only one that deserves a raise, I get the whole pot. Now, that is not ethical, and we hope that could never happen.
Right.
But they came and gave us scenarios why they didn't want to proceed that way. And we don't want to, this is for consideration of a 28 budget. We wouldn't want to we can't implement something like that this year. But we have discussed it and we tried it and it flip-flopped around and, does anybody else remember that? I remember that. Got a lot
Oh,
of-
yeah, I remember there was opposition from it. And
We really
there-
thought
that's
it
not-
would be
I don't think it's gonna be
a hit.
Yeah, we did.
solvable issue. I mean, nobody's gonna be happy at the end of it.
Well, you're always going to be making somebody mad, most likely. I think we understand that. But when I look at the sheriff's department, for example, and Amy, helped me understand, there's two people, the office manager and what do you call the other one? The deputy administrator that are not in the matrix. So those two employees only get whatever the pay raise is for the rest of the county. So I think I know the reason. What was the reason and the jailers, what were the reasons?
And the jailers, yeah.
That those folks were not included in the matrix? And then therefore, do we need to look a little harder at the EMS and the highway? And should there be anybody that's kind of pulled out, so to speak, of those systems that they have because there's differences like that in the sheriff's department?
The sheriffs, the jailers, we can have the sheriff come and address this, or Lee come and address this, long-term of that 3-tier. And we tried and looked into other counties of how that could be addressed differently. But that three-tier system is what the jailers have been by and for long-term of that, how they're ranked. And you come in at the bottom and you may stay there, nobody changes for years. And we thought about it and given it a lot of consideration. Maybe it would take a fresh set of eyes, but it's something that is addressed throughout the state of Indiana, this tier system of how the jailers are paid and how you can move up in the system.
So what's,
that's the jailers, that's
That's
not
the
the
jailers.
deputies.
so the
Correct.
office manager, the deputy administrator, whatever that position was, how come they're not in that same system?
I think it's because they don't go out on the road, they're not deputies.
So when I was,
That's Tony. So Tony was classified as a matron long ago. For some reason, I don't remember the reasoning. It's been like, what, 4 years ago?
I remember
think
what
they
you-
took her
Accidentally,
out
yes.
of the matron position and put her into a deputy administrator. Now, that was with her longevity. She still does get longevity because they grandfathered her in.
But
But she
actually,
gets it through the sheriff's department, not the county.
Yes.
but she's the last one, correct? We have an ordinance that no future staff member
Can get longevity, only the deputies.
and so who,
The way that longevity is done in the sheriff's department, it's
It's-
done differently than what our longevity is done. Theirs is based on their pay.
well, I don't want to keep Christie, she's been here waiting, so we can maybe pick that back up.
Back up a
when we
little
get
later,
another-
okay. Parks and Rec, if you'd come forward. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the budget, and then if we have questions, we will ask you, did you give me a paper? I don't-
Yes.
It's right there in front of your right hand.
Oh,
Yeah, that packet.
okay. So
I didn't
what
know
we're
where
going
to
to do
put it.
is
You
we're
had-
going to
oh.
go through and go over your budget, and then when we have questions, we'll address you. All right? So Parks and Rec, Fund number 1219, location 0050. Questions?
The caretaker, how many hours, or does that person work, or what is the hourly rate? Share with me their responsibilities.
Right now, she's making $16.23 an hour, and it varies according, 1st of July, we're slammed. I'm out there helping, trying to get stuff ready for everything going on in July and the fair and
Is this
stuff like that.
part-time or a full-time person?
They're part-time.
Okay.
The caretaker and the assistant are both part-time.
Now, share with me.
So technically, they can't go over, what, Amy, 28 hours a week?
Correct.
But they went over in the month of July.
The caretaker and the assistant is making currently $16.23 an hour? No.
The assistant makes $14.90.
$14.90, and the caretaker makes $16.23.
Okay.
For this year, she's asking for the caretaker to make $21.21, and the assistant $16.
Our guidelines for part-time for 27 is $16.55.
What I would really like is for them to be able to work more hours. So I don't know if you want to make the caretaker where it's full-time? Can we do that? 28 hours a week.
I don't really see, in
Like-
my opinion, I don't see how, because if they're part-time, what do they do all winter?
Well, there's stuff that we can be doing in the winter as far as general maintenance that we're not doing in the summer. But how do I get around when I need them more in the summertime, those hours?
Excuse me, this for 27, that goes up, you wanted to go up to what, Amy? You told me?
For the caretaker, she wants him to make $21.21, and then the assistant is $16.
Flat?
That's what the salary ordinance states.
Okay.
So can you elaborate a little bit more, Christie, about why you're feeling this way about these positions?
Well, it's hard to get anybody in. I've got one now that she helps out quite a bit, but then another, to have an assistant, it's hard to get anybody in for $14 that is worth, and gonna work and do the work and not, go hide or, slouch.
Doesn't have a felony on their record.
Yeah, doesn't have, so, just to get somebody in that would be qualified and want to do the work and more ambitious to work it.
What kinds of things are they doing?
Anywhere from changing outlets to changing lights to fixing gutters, if they could put metal. If it's a major project, I try and have, I mean, I've got to have it hired done now because I can't do it. I mean, it's got me, I'm not in my office where I should be and where I was hired to be. I'm out helping that, trying to get stuff done. Some stuff I mean, I can't change a roof or, you know, I sent you, or I gave you packets that show some of the projects, some of the stuff that needs done up there at the fairgrounds, and that carries on to maintenance and stuff like that that requested more money. I mean, I'm applying for grants and stuff like that, but some of that electrical work, that's out of my realm. I'm sorry. I went to college for business, not,
So you're saying the caretaker is an overall general maintenance person
Yes.
for the park that would
Yes.
encompass everything from electric, construction, light construction duties, to mowing the grass, to planting flowers, to weeding, to picking up trash.
So how many hours a week do they average when it's not July, but like how many hours are they averaging otherwise?
I don't know, I started doing payroll again, I have to go back and look.
I'd say they're averaging,
July is a lot.
No, I can see that.
well, actually, the month of June, I mean, because
I didn't do June.
you're trying to get ready for farm show and everything else, then you got the fireworks 1st of July, and then you got, you know, all that.
Would November be busy with Christmas?
November's busy with Christmas and stuff like that. Trying to get more events up there, so I would have more events. And if you had a caretaker, that would be somebody that could be there too, possibly on weekends, so that I wouldn't have to be. Because right now, I mean, I'm on call 24/7, and if there's an event up there at the fairgrounds, I've got to be up there for it. Just in case something goes wrong, you've got toilets that overflow or, you know, something like that. I would be able to have them for those hours. That would allow me to be.
Has vandalism been any part of a situation for you there on the fairgrounds?
It has went down.
Okay.
With the cameras and stuff that I've put in, it has went drastically down. I still do, the camera set off an alarm on my phone if somebody passes it. So like the one night I had kids up there underneath the shelter setting off fireworks in the shelter. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. So I went up there at 2 o'clock in the morning and ran them off. So, I mean, but it set an alarm off that they had went past a certain point and stuff, so.
So is there a time that the park closes?
Dark?
Is that posted all over the place?
Oh, it's posted all over.
So my recommendation, you should not go up there. You should call the police.
Please, no.
Because that's not for you to do.
I have.
That's not for you to do, though, because you go up there and you get hurt because somebody's up there. I don't think you should do that. That's just my opinion. I'm not telling you what to do, but that's above and beyond your duties.
I have, but I've been told that, you know, they don't have enough manpower and stuff like that, that they're covering other areas. So,
Osgood just recently hired another, you know.
officer, yeah.
Officer,
He's
so-
in training, so.
Okay, well, let's get back to the line item 11350, caretaker. What's everybody thinking on this?
I mean, I personally I don't feel like I still fully understand it well enough. I mean, I understand what you understand and the jobs that they do, but I don't understand busy season versus like maybe not busy season. Like,
Are you trying to weigh out the options to justify full-time, or?
right.
Okay.
Yeah, do you need like a full-time or do you need like 2 part-time people just to have somebody come in supplementally like during the busier seasons? I don't know.
I can't support going away from, we have set our part-time rates, and I can't justify going higher than what we have. I can't justify $21.21 per hour when our county is at present $16.23, and it's going up to $16.55. I couldn't justify anything over $16.55.
Agreed.
I agree.
I understand your point, Peg. I also would say that there are some positions that we kind of look at or treat a little bit differently. I realize you may not have it now, but like, you know, could you look into, are there other parks or whatever near us? Like, what do they do? What do they charge, you know, or pay?
You already went past that with the health department.
Right. And so,
Yeah, 26.
I don't know, maybe you could get that information for us sometime.
Okay, so let's move downwards and we can discuss that later. I think the next question was on the assistant before. I think, are they making $15 an hour now?
$14.90.
$14.90? Thoughts, questions?
And this assistant that you use now, that's the one you're saying is only just here or there, part-time?
Is what?
She's just here or there, or during school, or when school's out or something?
Well, she does teach, but no, that's not my assistant. That's the actual caretaker. The other guy I've got, he's working several other jobs and he comes in and fills in if we need, I mean,
Gotcha.
you know, when he can. So,
I mean, I'm the same way. It's part-time, $16.55.
I agree.
Board members, it shows a raise.
What's that change? The board members?
I didn't know we were giving any board members raises
It's
this.
not, it's the same amount, 119.03 per meeting. How many of them is there?
5.
5? Meeting a month, right?
Yes.
And I know not all of them come every month. So I mean, really.
But then
if she
sometimes
wanted
we
to
have-
budget, the full amount for a whole year would be 7142. She's only budgeted 6,000. No,
No.
7680.
Mhm.
Okay, so it would be 7142, 7200.
So that would need to be.
But that is,
That's no extra.
do they get paid per month or per meeting is
per
what?
meeting.
Per meeting.
Per
They
meeting.
don't get paid if they don't show up.
And they don't get paid if they don't show up, but some months we have had 2 meetings. So that's
Yeah,
why
maybe
I
not
was,
This year.
yes. If we've got issues that come up and stuff like that. We are having another meeting in September to go over contracts and stuff like that and do a walkthrough on the fairgrounds.
I've
do
been
more.
watching as few as been showing up. You should be way ahead.
I've got that in there in
I
case.
know, I'm just saying.
I'm trying to be prepared, Ron.
I know.
I'm hopeful, I guess you.
So what do we want to do on this one, guys?
I'm good with that one.
Okay,
That's still leaving them at the same per meeting, but leaving it if,
Yeah,
it's
that-
going to be
we
a
have
little bit
extra
of
meetings.
Not much, but a
Okay.
little bit. It'll be 480 extra. Next question, statements.
The superintendent, going from $40,945, an increase of $12,615. That's a 30%, almost 31% increase. And consistently, for our staff, it's been 2%.
that's bringing my pay up to other superintendents in the county. I mean, I'm on there, when I was hired in, I wasn't told the job was 24/7. But like I say, I've got to be up there if we've got events on the weekends. I've got to be up there. If there's something in the evening, I've got to be up there. I was sitting at home on my couch this week. I got a phone call at 8:30 about the stage. Called my personal cell phone. I got another text at 9 o'clock, somebody wanting to book the stage. I mean, it's it's constant. I think this just brings it up to some of the other, it's under, but some of the other people, the other superintendents that are in the county, you know, there's a lot that I do. I go out and help on the grounds if I need help out there, but, you know, I'm in my office then, trying to do my office work, book stuff, write grants and stuff like that. So I just ask that it be brought up to more competitive people in the county. I mean,
Okay, so let's move forward. Office supplies. I have a question on paper products. This one I could never understand. Every time there's an event, correct me if I'm wrong, because I remember the Farm and Tractor Club talking about it and other events, they always have to pay for paper and pay for supplies. Why does this go up every year when somebody has an event there? They have to pay for water, they have to pay for electric, they have to pay for all
They
these,
still pay for it, but it's still gotta be paid for out of her budget,
I
The
realize,
only-
but where does the money go that they're paying you for this?
back in this fund.
well, if I have it appropriated, a lot of times it goes back in the general. But I do have events up there that do not,
This is your general.
okay. I do not have, I've got it,
That confuse you.
I do have events up there that do not pay for it. The chamber fireworks, they don't pay anything for
I
the,
was just asking,
It
okay.
doesn't go back into the county general.
goes into her, it goes
into
back
this park.
to you,
This
okay.
park fund.
But there is events up there that do not have and do not pay for, the only two that pay for water and electric is the farm club and the 4-H fair is the only two. Every other event that's up there and stuff is all on
Okay, thank
all on
you.
me.
I was just.
And it just
I was
went, it just went up to cover.
curious. I was just
Okay.
curious.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
thank you.
fine. And it just went up to cover the price of stuff increasing.
Okay,
I
okay,
mean,
I was just curious.
okay, no, that's fine.
Okay, guys, let's move forward.
On this lawn and ground care, 32340.00000. Last year, for 26, 8,000, and then you've increased that to 25,000. That's $17,000 increase.
To help, it's flooding up there bad, to help with some of the tile projects and stuff that we will have to do.
So tiling of the fairgrounds?
The grounds and stuff. I mean, tile is, it's collapsed, part of it will cover the new land that the commissioners just purchased. There's a sinkhole, what is that, southwest, that, I don't know if it was old clay tile in it, or
I don't
what.
think you really want to mess with that ground because
That should be the
belongs to the
commissioner.
county, not the park. So I wouldn't do anything to that property without the commissioner's approval because
Thought-
that's not the park's property, that's commissioner's, that's the county property.
They're the same.
I was told it was ours to maintain and take care of.
Commissioners did tell them that.
They did? Okay.
And there's 2 inches fall or difference from that back part of the fairgrounds to the front, only 2 inches. It's pretty flat, very
Okay.
flat, but there's 2 inches.
The only thing I can suggest, if not, is we just make it a wildlife habitat, because right now I got about 200 geese up there.
Oh, that's an opportunity.
You have a guy behind you that might take care of them.
I got brought up at the meeting last
Okay, let's move forward. Fairgrounding maintenance or
Equipment maintenance.
equipment maintenance.
You've got a skid steer. It's pretty new. I think it's 3 years old.
It's older than that. It's a little older than that.
It
But
might be
it's
4
fairly-
at the most.
It's fairly new, fairly.
Yeah, 4 at the most. Okay? What maintenance are you talking about for this?
Any equipment that our tractor, our mowers, which our mowers are fairly new, but you still have to buy blades, you still have to change the oil, tires. We had after the fair after the fireworks this year, they sold sparklers at the fireworks, and they just threw the fireworks on the ground. Well, some of it you can't see in that wire. We destroyed a whole set of tires on one mower just driving through. I mean, it flattened them to where they tried patching them, they couldn't patch them, so I had to get new tires for the mowers and stuff. General maintenance and stuff on all the equipment, the stage truck, the truck for the park, the 2 mules, the mowers, anything equipment-wise that we use up there and stuff.
Okay, let's move forward to electric. Council, I need help on this. You guys got to speak up. We can't just sit here.
That's, are you on public service or REMC?
Duke.
Duke,
Duke,
excuse
yeah,
me.
Duke. That's just projected increase. I mean, everything is increased on.
That's fine.
Do what?
I said, I would say that's fine. I mean, electric, water, telephone, postage, I mean, all these common utilities are gonna go up some every year. I don't care if it's at your own house or at this entity.
Is there an opportunity at all to like put natural gas like in the park at all and save any money?
Where would we use natural
Where would
gas?
we-
I don't know,
Natural
that's what I'm
gas.
asking, I don't know. I'm not familiar with the park, but I just know that Osgood has a gas system.
Yeah, I don't think anything, you don't heat anything that would natural gas or,
The Homemakers building is a propane tank, is propane,
LP.
but, I mean, it's,
Paying a monthly bill. and-
we don't go through a tank. I mean, we rent it a little bit in the wintertime, but a lot of people don't rent it because we don't have bathrooms. Because the bathrooms that we have are the ones in the center or the back, the block, but those are winterized, because there's no way of heating them or anything in the wintertime, so those get winterized, so there's no bathrooms. I mean, there's opportunities there. If I could put a restroom, and that's some of the projects that I would like to do next year is put restrooms on like the Homemakers building, because it is climate controlled, I guess you'd say, where you can have heat, and it has heat and everything in it. I could rent it out more if I had a restroom. I mean, even a single use restroom, you could rent it out. I've got people calling all the time for bigger rooms for family get-togethers. I did take one room off the end of my shop, and we painted the inside of it and updated it. I had the carpets cleaned and stuff in it, and it has like a little kitchenette area with a stove and I put a refrigerator in it, sink, it has a bathroom in it, and I've rented it for birthday parties, Thanksgiving dinners, Christmas dinner, Easter dinner.
Now, is that on the end of your building? Did the health department have that at one time?
I think they had something around that. They call it the Boy Scout room.
Okay.
Boy Scouts had it at one time years ago when the building was built, but nobody occupies it now, so I fixed it up and I've rented it out. I mean, just getting the word out, rented it out quite a bit, so.
I've been to, other counties, like their fairgrounds and parks, like Hendricks County comes to mind, I think Hamilton County comes to mind. I've been to meetings and trainings and things there. Is that anything that, your group or the park board has like ever thought about, like kind of, I don't know if you've been to any of those facilities yourself to kind of look at them?
Yeah, I mean, and even with my buses, I've taken, Rushville has what they call the Root Building, where it's winterized. They rent it out a lot for wedding receptions. I have rented our commercial building out for wedding receptions, but it's more spring, fall because of the weather, because it's, just an open pole barn. I would like to eventually, whether we add on to that building and winterize it, or just build a new one right there and utilize that for, yeah.
Maybe like a,
The infrastructure's in place to do a lot of what they want to do. It's the way it seems to me. I mean, the possibilities would be endless if you had the proper infrastructure.
Yeah, you got the parking lot there, you've got, I mean,
Okay.
You've got-
Well, let's move forward because we're running way behind. Let's go to the building improvement, it's 47100 line. It's 100%, it's $90,000. Anybody have a question?
I think we skipped over the building maintenance.
Yeah, is
Oh,
that
I'm
building
sorry, it's building
maintenance,
maintenance.
that 18,000, is that going to cover all these required maintenance items in this sheet that you handed us?
no, that's just gonna help supplement, again, grants is what, I mean, I'm gonna try and get a lot of it, but the building maintenance is gonna help, the building in, some of the grounds maintenance and stuff, because some of it is out on the grounds.
And I take it this wiring's been there for a long, long time the way it is. This wasn't something that was done recent where you could say, hey, wait a minute, you didn't put this right
No.
stuff in here when you done it.
We did get a grant from Rising Sun and the Reynolds Foundation to upgrade part of the electric on the sites. I mean, we're finding more and more stuff. The more, you're almost scared to keep digging. But we were putting that, upgrading that electric and bringing in more electric. Duke brought in more, for the facilities back there in the back. And I had a couple hydrants that I was having problems with. Well, they went to change those. The water back there is not even 16 inches deep in the ground. So trying to get stuff fixed and brought up to code or where it should be, what it should have been.
It does look like some of that wiring definitely needs to be
Yeah, I
addressed.
don't think I'd be worrying about the camping sites at all. I'd shut the
Well,
electric
this-
off there and
yeah.
fix everything else first.
This was part of it, bringing in more electric. That was part of that, was bringing in the more electric, because they didn't have enough. You walk in the panel barn at the fair, in the horse barn, put your hand by the panel and you could feel the heat.
It's got low wattage coming in. It was wonderful that they brought in.
Yeah.
I know there's
increased it.
not
That's
enough
good.
electric, like, my own experience at like out where the sheep are and all that kind of stuff, like they were blowing breakers and stuff this year.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
Yeah, I know.
that's why this is here. I gotta start somewhere.
Well, I guess I'm wondering, to me, it seems like there's a lot of issues that need addressed, like, and I don't know where the commissioners are, the park board's at with all of this. I guess I'm just wondering if we need to allot some more time to them or to have some further discussion rather than like kind of rush through this given our timeline. And I'm curious if the park, if you all like have thought about like some strategic planning kind of type stuff, like trying to come up with like a 1, a 3, a 5-year plan. I mean, it sounds like you're working on some of those things yourself, but obviously it takes some commitment from the council and the commissioners and stuff too to kind of address these things.
We
Why
have,
not set up priorities? What's your first?
We have
priority?
electric-
Year 2, 3, and year 1, year 2, year 3, instead of just trying to throw something at it and really not having that good plan, that it's well thought out, we think of it thoroughly, and that we've got a plan here of how we're going to address things.
And I gotta say this, kind of like the courthouse project that we just spent $7 million on, that was not thought out properly, anything, but it needed fixed. These issues are terrible. When you see a hole in the panel that's burnt from the electric, that needs taken care of.
Yeah, I think
Money
that's
needs
more
to be
important
there.
than any ground tile.
At the same time, it's no different than the courthouse.
Right.
Why we did the courthouse, it was just gonna be this, and it was gonna be 2.3 million, and then all of a sudden, oh, no, well, this is here, now it's 5. Oh, no, this is here, now it's 7.
7.1.
And we had to do it, if we had to do it to preserve the building and for the people from the county that have their courthouse. These parks, we just did comprehensive plan for the whole county, and that was the number one thing that people in the county wanted was Parks and Rec. And we are not putting anything towards it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it needs to be addressed.
I agree. I've been a part of some different conversations just recently that I think it deserves some bigger conversation, more time.
Yeah, I mean, and as far as the money, in my opinion, if somehow this doesn't get approved, because I'm gonna vote yes, but if this doesn't get approved, the additional appropriations that would come back and be talked about as the process goes, because if you put this off as a 1 year, a 3 year, a 5 year, you're not getting anywhere.
No, you're not going to get ahead. I agree with that.
So,
And you said that you had applied for some grants to kind of offset some of this.
Yeah, this year, yes, this year I applied for grants that helped with electric. I upgraded a lot of the lights and stuff underneath the buildings. And when he was doing that, he put everything in conduit and upgraded a lot of the panel boxes that, some of the boxes that were exposed and stuff like that. This is what's left. I mean, I'm trying, in my opinion, electric is number one to get fixed. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't need anybody electrocuted up there. We don't need, I don't need that to
So
deal
when you
with
do
that.
this electrical work, I see this from one person. Are you getting quotes?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
This is just one person that has volunteered his time.
I was just question, okay.
Yeah, and he was going to be here today, but he's,
Okay, that's fine.
and I think as far as maintenance funds, just from what I seen walking around, like, there's a lot of issues that need to be addressed, and that amount of money that you have in there for it, I don't think is enough by far. Just looking at the buildings, the rotten wood, the general maintenance stuff that needs done, I don't think you have enough in there. I would have asked for more.
yeah, a lot of the wood is rotten because of the water drainage it's sent.
Yeah.
Now, the state fire marshal should be coming in and inspecting our fairground before the event. Has that been happening?
Yeah, and he's dinged me on quite a bit of stuff, and I've tried fixing it, trying baking, for that event, but he's, I've told him, and he's asked that it gets fixed before, I mean, he's working pretty good with me on stuff up there. He realizes money is a big thing,
Okay.
but,
So if I remember right, this 18,000 you didn't fill would cover the repairs of what you give us a printout on.
no, it won't cover all of that, no, no.
What did you get?
It would help.
from Reynolds Foundation and from the Rising Sun Foundation?
Rising Sun, I got 10. Reynolds, I got 50.
50,000?
And what did you use that on?
Upgrading the electric for shed number 1, shed number 2, we upgraded electric on, and the panels in the horse barn.
And where did this occur at?
Is that in shed 1, 2, and barn? I hope not.
No, that is one of those campsite pedestals.
Yeah, it's a pedestal.
Yeah, that was one of those campsite pedestals.
Do away with the campsites. That's the last thing we need to worry about when we have all the other.
But that's what people love to do.
Right.
And that's where money is generated,
How many
Quite a
people
bit.
camp there?
A lot.
Really?
Quite a few.
a lot.
I didn't
Especially when
realize
there's a
that.
horse show or something.
I didn't realize that. My bad. Okay.
You get
Let's
rid of
keep moving forward because we're running way behind. So building improvements, we just discussed that. Equipment, looks like you want to get a tiller and a sweeper. Is that correct?
A tiller to help work up some of the ground that we're trying to upgrade and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about, a tiller? Like that would go,
Tractor?
that would go on the back of a tractor. The sweeper, right now, that's a general, that would go in front of the Bobcat, that would help with a lot of the walkways and stuff that the people are using in the buildings, some of the rocks in the yards, that would help. Then turn on mower blades.
Okay. Well, this is something we're going to have to discuss and go over, and then we will let you know.
Okay.
And if we have more questions, we'll have Amy give you a call and maybe ask you to come in. Might be 2 in the morning, but
What's new?
I'm not sitting here.
Wouldn't be the first time.
What's new?
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you for your time.
All right.
so let's move to EMA.
I say, could I
Sure.
say something real quick?
Yeah, I'm Jake Narian, I'm part of the park board. I guess while myself and Owen are here, is there anything that any of the council members want to ask us as far as the park board goes?
Well, as of right now, we're going to have to talk about all of this because there's a lot of extras
Right.
that are coming in. So I think we need to discuss it and try to get an idea. She explained most of it to us, how it's going to work. Now we have to decide which way we want it to work. Does that
Yeah.
make sense what I'm saying?
Yep.
And if we have any questions, we'll make sure that we get a hold of her
Okay,
and
that's
reach
it.
out.
I was saying, I was
I
going to
think
say,
Andrew has your number.
I think so, yeah. I think he can get a hold of
How's your
me.
experience been on the park board?
I'm sorry?
How's your experience been on the park board?
For the most part, it's been fine. There's plenty of challenges, but I feel like we're gaining some headway and working through some things. I think fair went really well this year, so we've got some positives to build off of, so.
Aside from money and funding, of course, like, what else do you feel like the park needs from the county?
I think probably the biggest thing which is obviously was a good majority of that discussion, was there's a lot of maintenance and building upkeep that needs to be addressed in order to keep things looking nice. I know Christy got a ton of comments this year on, how well the park looked like for the fair. It was, and it did. I mean, my kids are in 4-H, so it was great. But I think, yeah, just being able to increase that budget in order to maintain the buildings and fix some of the things that need fixed, because there's plenty of them. A lot of things are outdated. I think that's, probably the most important, aside from, I think all of us in the park board will agree, the commissioners will agree that, Christy does a pretty good job. And I know it was addressed before I was in here, but I think on behalf of the rest of the park board, I think it's important that Christy, quite frankly, she deserves a better salary than what she has. So for what that's worth, I think I wanted to bring that up, so.
We appreciate your willingness to serve. I think the council appointed you about 16 months ago.
It's not been quite that long. I think it was, February, maybe?
It was this year.
Yeah.
So about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
That your willingness to serve and appreciate your sharing and everything. That's very important, that your commitment and understanding of what needs to be done.
Yeah,
Take the time to be here today, too.
yeah, it was a challenge. I was a little late, but I made it.
You did good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, EMA, you want to come up? You can introduce yourself. I'll let you know what we're doing is you can introduce yourself, and then we'll look at your budget, and then if we have any questions, we'll ask you on it.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there.
All right, my name's Todd Schutte, I'm the EMA director here. Been appointed back in March, so.
Okay, so let's start with Fund 1001, County General, location 0019 EMA.
Now, the assistant I noticed, excuse me, I'm wrong. No.
I'm all the way down contractual services. What's the increase there?
Contractual
Yeah,
services?
all the way down to the bottom.
Okay.
Line item 37800.
So, yeah, we increased that because we have a couple different things that come out of there. So our radar service, we have a GR level 3 radar. It basically is the same as what you see on TV as the Doppler radar. So the cost of that has gone up for our annual subscription. And then also, we have a contract with HyperReach, which is our mass notification system that we use for notifying people in the county
It just went up.
of today, those type of things.
Yeah.
And so that also has taken an increase. Everything's taken an increase. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast, especially with our economy the way it is right now. And also Greater Cincinnati Hazmat, that comes out of there. We contract with that group for hazardous material incidents in the county. We can utilize them to either give us advice on how to handle it, or they can come out and actually help take care of it. And so they haven't done an increase in their contract since 2013, I believe. And so they're starting to feel the pinch, and so there's some money put in there to increase that.
I don't have any other questions, Ron.
Yeah, the EMA assistant, that's the two people that work with you?
Yes.
Okay, and then if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, half their salary is paid by the state?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that. Any questions from council? Do I have a motion?
So moved. Oh, okay.
I'll second.
Peg? Stan? Ayes? Nays? 7-0. Next page, Fund 1152, Local Emergency Planning, location 0258. Questions?
I'll make a motion.
Andrew made a motion.
Second.
Stephanie made a second. Ayes?
Aye.
Nays? Sorry to make you wait, but we're done.
All right.
Good job. Thank you.
Thanks for what you're doing, I appreciate it. I was talking to Randy last night, and he told me you guys were out in this crap, so
Yeah. We'll be
not
able
a
to
fun
get to
job
that.
either. Thanks.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Lifetime Resources. This should be under Commissioners.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Michelle
Give us
Gaitis. I'm the
just a
director.
second so we can
Sure.
find you.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is, we've all had your pamphlet. Thank you for filling it out.
Sure.
Stephanie came up with a great idea for a new way to do it. Amy and her team implemented it, so
Okay.
thank you. It saves a lot of time.
Great.
So if you want to introduce yourself, and then we've already looked over this.
Okay.
Or we've had them, and then we'll discuss it a little bit, and if we have questions, we'll ask you. Other than that, it should be real quick and simple.
Okay, perfect. I'm Michelle Gaitis. I'm the director of Catch a Ride. Erin Thomas, the executive director of Lifetime, she couldn't be here today. Hi, Dawn. She had a meeting conflict.
Okay, so this is under Commissioners. So if you look at the bottom, it's page 29, I'm sorry, 20, line item 32130, Lifetime Resources. For the last 3 years, it's been $25,000. So does anybody have any questions?
Yes.
Did you say it's Michelle?
Michelle.
So does this money go just into the basic fund or used for something specific or?
It helps match our federal and state grants.
Okay, all right.
Questions? Okay, simple enough. We will get back with you on this.
All right.
Told you it's real simple.
Simple, thank you so
And
much.
let you know, and appreciate you coming in and introducing yourself.
Yeah, we appreciate all the support you've given us over the years, so thank you so much.
Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
Okay. Economic, well, let's take a half an hour break. I'm just kidding.
Sure. Why don't you feel like the people drive along with you, might let them talk just a little bit, tell them about their business. Sorry. You know what I mean? I know, but I'm just saying.
I gotta plug this in and then I'll.
If you guys would like, we can plug this in, so you can see there, we also have it printed off.
Well, let's, we're in economic development, and I believe it is, it's,
We did a handout for you guys this morning.
it's under commissioners, it's under edit tax fund 1112, page 41 at the very bottom.
Yeah, all the budget stuff is, but this isn't, the slideshow. I don't know how this plugs in. Oh, I see it now.
It may not work.
I got it.
It may not be turned on.
Oh.
Then I don't have the remote.
Well, you have the slide, well, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
This TV is not working
Yeah.
Oh, this one.
over here.
But that one isn't plugged in.
You guys do have that same slideshow in front of you printed off of what Deb's got here.
I gotta say, this is the best one you've ever given us.
Good.
Thank you.
So we won't, I don't want to take up everybody's time, but I do want to take a few minutes to make sure that, you guys fully understand we're all on the same page. What we do, what we've done, and where we're going. So, when you guys are ready, we'll start the slideshow.
You guys can't see anything over here. Is that TV on? Can somebody, or is it just not work?
I don't see it plugged in.
How should I say it?
Plugged in, should be. Oh, it's not.
So you're gonna have your break, right? You're gonna have your break,
Stand up
wake it
in
on.
front of it and do it in sign language. Actually, it's the same as the paper, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, it's the same as this paper here, so.
Just don't mind me.
Now you're determined, aren't you, to get it?
Yeah, blusters me.
So this first page, it's about the conference and planning. So if you remember, about almost 2 years ago, you guys asked us if we could find some funding to help fund the conference and planning, and we did. It was the $40,000 we received from Rising Sun Regional Foundation. So we attended every single meeting for that, and that's the strategy. And so again, the conference plan is what we use up, and there's some really good stuff in there for economic development using. And that's, as we get it, we start working through it, that's kind of the plans for moving forward is that comprehensive planning. That's a very important to us. So the workforce and talent development, we secured $3 million for the Career Center, and that was done through the READY program.
I think that was, total project was about 7.2 million.
Yeah. So each school matched money of their own. There were 11 schools involved. So we were able to leverage the $3 million through the READY grant program. And we've always worked with Career Center, always will. You know, and this is just a really, really good program for them. They need updates done, and that actually, they're able to expand because of the updates that they're doing. So, I won't read this whole thing to you. I want you to take this home with you if there's any questions. Everybody got my cell number, call me back. At the bottom, we do have 3 active projects, we'll talk about that in a second, but we have 3 active projects, but we need the Career Center, the workforce. And the Career Center does a really good job of what they do. Manufacturing, I mean, it's really, really good. Housing and community development. We were able to get $500,000 for the Tanglewood project on the square here, and that's a good thing for the square. I mean, the event center, it's really, plus there's rooms upstairs. And this was for the last set of rooms, is what this specific funding was for. We did get $400,000 for the LGBT Beautification Committee. They do like infill housing, new houses. And the best example I can give is across from Jerry Vollmer's place there, Old Eco. There was an old 2-story house that was so rough. And it sat there empty for so long. They bought it, tore it down, made a plain lot out of it. They sold it. So now there's a brand new house getting ready to be finished up in there now. So that's kind of the infill housing example. Plus they have one behind, I believe that's actually Elm Street, but it's behind
Trackside.
Trackside Pizza there. So that's just 2. And now this will allow them to go out and do more of those type housing, which we desperately need. So those were really two good projects there for housing and community development. So retention, expansion, investment, which is the next slide. Again, I do mention these 3 high impact projects, there's 3 of them. What we do is we work with companies all the time. They'll give us a call, hey, do you have a lead on this? We need to expand. And they're always not sexy projects because maybe you don't add them 10 employees. When you add all these up over the year, 30, 40, 50, 60 employees sometimes. So that's what we do when we help. In the retention, that's one of the big projects I'm referring to, retaining a building and basically turn it back over to be a manufacturing unit. As far as partnerships, we partner with the Chamber of Commerce quite a bit, so it doesn't matter to us if you're a 3-person operation, 4-person operation, or 1, or a big corporation. We'll still work with anybody. It's about networking. If somebody needs something, they'll give us a call. We work with Brandy real well. Always have, same thing with tourism. More so with Chamber of Commerce, which makes the most sense. So that's why we work with them, kind of on the backside, about networking and so forth. And that's, at the very bottom there, we've been talking about the Innovation Center for a couple of years. We got a little bit delayed because of that grant from Rising Sun. You can't have 2 big grants like that at one time. Now that it's closed out, we can apply there. We're also going to apply to Ripley County Community Foundation, and they have their Gift 9 program that they receive funding on. So that's our next step is to go
Thanks,
to
Amy.
utilize that side. Quality of place. We were part of the Arts and Culture Plan. This Arts and Culture Plan was put together, it took forever, it seems like, to do. We do now have a plan that if anybody had a project like a Trails project, they were going after money in the form of grants, they could use this plan, and what they'll do, just like, what's like a comprehensive plan? If you have a recent plan, your project will go more towards the top. If you don't have a plan, it'll go to the bottom, and the odds of getting funded are much less. So that will help, as far as the quality of place, as we refer to, the broadband, trails, there's a lot that's actually in that plan. So we were part of that. Planning and zoning, kind of reiterating again, now's the time to look at planning and zoning now that we see it laid out in front of us, what makes the most sense. So where should companies go? Should they do a zoning change? Should they do a special exception? It's all about this. We have good stuff to work with in the future now. As far as countywide collaboration, as far as us coming to you, just moral support and support, or maybe signing off on a project we may be working on. Not necessarily asking for money for that matter. We'll touch on that in a second. Just open communication. That's the biggest thing. And business traction, so with our budget that we were able to bump last year, we're hoping to this year, we can advertise locally and also through the I-74 corridor, which is a group, it's just a marketing group we've been part of since 2009. And that's how we get our name out there. We'll be able to advertise more, and, talk about our assets, our workforce asset. Again, all ties, not all, but it certainly ties back to the career center. And the last one is kind of wanted to put not just snapshot on each one, but combined. We were able to secure almost $4 million in funding, grant funding last year to go directly to Ripley County. So it's, I think return on investment for us, I think is fair to say. And Deb will talk about the budget. She's the QuickBooks guru.
And this form was very helpful. It helped a lot, so we knew exactly what you guys wanted and put all the information down, and everybody, is on the same page, so.
And we did some stuff.
Actually, everybody should have already looked at this.
Yeah.
So you're asking for 12% of the edit funds, which estimates from 2006 is $187,65.72. So we're working for 2027. So we're going to have to figure out what that number would be for the edit fund and then go from that.
Correct, and that's we've years and years in the past that that's what happened. Or if you want to fix that number, we're fine with that too.
Yeah, that's what we'll have to do is we'll have to try to get a close figure of what that number will be.
Yep.
Trust me, it won't be 80,000. Okay.
Fair.
Share with me the building repairs. Is that the building that you're in?
Yeah. So think
of
of we have the amount of money we have is carryover in total, but there's essentially there's not three pots of money. There's one pot of money and two subs. So the two subcategories, one would be the building fund that we use to repair the building, keep the building up. It's just it's no building, it costs money. The other one is the revolving loan fund, which we cannot touch because that was some federal funding given to us, so we can't utilize those two. So if somebody were to see our bottom line, it's like, wow, well, you got to back those two out of there, essentially.
So like on page 6, under organizational financials, it started $30,040.26 is designated for Welcome Center, which is our building fund, basically. And then on page 7, where it says additional account right in the middle, loan account, that is for our loans that we give out to businesses to help them.
Share with me one other question. On your PowerPoint, you said that you're going to identify and market vacant or unutilized properties for redevelopment. Recently, there's been a little bit of interest. The town of Versailles with an ordinance of did they reach out to you for any guidance or suggestions?
Yeah, we've had, Holly's on our board, so yes, we've had those conversations.
Yeah, I think it's Versailles, Milan, and all three.
And that, I'm aware of those.
I figured.
I straddle the fence on those because I see both sides of it. I can see somebody's a business owner that has that building, and also I can also see we want tenants in there, so. And I'm fortunate enough that I'm not a voting member on any of those boards anymore, so. But yes,
until they make a final decision, you can't do anything anyway.
Correct, yeah. But I mean, there's some good in it, and some things are like, maybe a little overreach, but I think it's a good step.
Okay.
To move forward with that underutilized, I'm referring to the ground floor rental apartments is what I'm referring to right now. The other stuff, yeah, we're pushing on those all the time.
And real quick too, on the corner of 200 and 421, the building sites, is there any interest out there?
We do. We have one project right now that is a good project, and Andrew's aware of it by being on the board. It's not at that business park, but possibly something in Osgood maybe. But those sites, once you get one out there, we are working. When I say working, we're having conversations.
I'd love to see that get filled up.
Yes, well,
that's been sitting there how many years? Many.
Once you get the first one, it's like, oh, then they kind of fall in place. Right now, there is a company. They're small, but it doesn't matter. Get something, so that's what we're working pretty hard. Oh, and the other thing I did want to mention too about the funding. As it appears we have carryover, and the reason for that is, like, we won't need to come back to you again for the ready dues.
Right.
And even the 40,000 potentially, we could have just done part of that out of our pocket and written a smaller grant. That's kind of what we've always had done in the past. Wasn't capable a few years, but we're getting back where we good again. So, like I say, just being helpful to everybody, plus incentive dollars, for companies.
And planning on what could be in the future that won't be there, but, if that's needed, that's one of those things that's gonna
Yes,
be
it's
an ask.
nice to have that for incentives, yes, 100%.
Any other questions for Gary or Deb? Okay, we'll have to figure out what the 12% is, or what percentage.
Well, right now, we don't have that number. That's based on 2026 edit. We don't have 2027 edit yet.
Yep.
I mean, so you're either gonna have to leave it at that number, or you're gonna have to just know that if you're gonna give them 12%, if it goes up, you may have to do an additional.
And in the past, I know they've used the current, almost like pay property taxes and arrears. That's the number from last year, that's the number you fix going into next year.
Yeah.
And in the following year, the numbers will change. So, I mean, I know that's been done in the past too. So you don't have to always wait, you can allot that, so that's.
Okay, well, hold on a second then.
Yeah.
Council, what's your thoughts?
I think that we should keep it the same because there will be a lot of good again. It's gonna.
Go ahead and stick with the numbers
I mean,
that they
that's my
gave us.
recommendation, but I don't know if I can
Stick
vote on
with
that.
12% of the 2026 edit.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because
yeah.
it's always gonna catch itself regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
It's just a year
Right.
cycle.
Yeah, that's the easiest thing to do versus go back to the
Yeah, I agree
appropriation.
with you.
That's just
It's
easier.
always a big waiting game, and a lot of times the state already has it out, but I think with all the new lit rules and regulations, I think they're still trying to figure it out.
Okay,
That's the easiest thing to do, just go off previous year, like I
okay,
say,
okay.
like tax.
Council, what's your thoughts?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we can go ahead and approve theirs.
You don't have to make a motion on it.
Okay,
Because it's a part of
It's
a
a
wider
part-
budget here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. We just know that's,
12% of 2026.
Yeah.
Gary, I do have one question. Not budget related, but I had heard a couple of years ago that, and this could have been rumor, I don't know, that UPS maybe was looking to expand or something. Are you aware of any of those conversations?
Every February, I send the same email essentially to them, and they refuse to move. They tell this story, I hear the story every year.
UPS.
Every year, we don't spend money as we have to. So, but if they do, that the business park would probably have, well, that's where they would go to. And they can have a bigger hub there, and they're aware of that, it's just, they don't spend money.
Yeah, but it looks like UPS is actually downsizing a little bit. I mean, they got rid of some routes and doing some stuff, so that makes them probably less
Yeah,
likely
you have
also.
independent drivers for Amazon now, and the post office does a lot of it, so they funneled some of that away, so
Yep.
they're still busy. But if that goes away, then that's a chance, yeah.
It was UPS and FedEx and then USPS, and now it's Amazon and Jimmy John's delivery service and this service and
Little-
that and
I mean,
whatever.
literally, that's,
So-
they do, so.
Okay, any other questions?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in, thanks for the presentation.
Thank you.
Don't get too
Have
long.
fun.
All right, you guys ready to go to lunch?
Wow, we're just on time. Good job, Ron.
Say it's lunchtime, where are we going? Where are we going?
Lunchtime, do I need to stop?